Have you ever been in love so deep that you started ignoring your own pain? You told yourself it's just a phase, that she'll change, that love means forgiveness. You convinced yourself that being patient makes you stronger. But deep inside, you knew something wasn't right. The truth is, many men lose themselves not because they don't love enough, but because they excuse what should never be excused. Love doesn't mean accepting what breaks you. It means respecting yourself enough to walk away when something isn't right. So today, let's talk about what you should never excuse a woman for in a relationship, and why. When a woman disrespects you, it's not just about harsh words or silent treatment. It's about the quiet dismissal of your worth. Disrespect can come through sarcasm, mockery, ignoring your feelings, or belittling your dreams. When she looks at your efforts and says, "Is that all?" When she laughs at your plans or talks down to you in front of others, that's not love. It's a warning. A man's peace is sacred. Once you excuse disrespect, it grows. It becomes normal. And soon you'll start apologizing for things you never did wrong. Respect isn't earned once, it's maintained daily. If she can't respect your effort, your space, or your silence, she doesn't deserve your loyalty. You should never excuse manipulation. It's easy to miss because it wears a sweet smile and uses soft words. Sometimes she'll make you feel guilty for things you didn't do, or twist every argument until you're the one saying sorry just to keep the peace. That's not compromise, that's control. A woman who truly loves you won't play mind games. She won't use tears as weapons or love as leverage. When someone tries to make you feel small so they can feel powerful, they're not building a relationship. They're building a cage. And once you accept manipulation, it becomes a cycle you can't break easily. Remember, love doesn't confuse you, it calms you. Another thing you should never excuse is emotional withdrawal. When she suddenly stops communicating, stops showing affection, or punishes you with silence to get her way, that's emotional abuse. Many men tolerate it because they think silence is better than conflict. But silence that comes from punishment is poison. It leaves you guessing, doubting, and apologizing for what you don't even understand. A mature woman talks, she doesn't torture. A loving woman listens, she doesn't ignore. If her silence hurts more than her words ever did, she's not protecting her peace, she's attacking yours. And never excuse lies. Honesty is the heartbeat of any relationship. Once it's gone, everything else fades too. A woman who lies to you may say it's for your good, or that she didn't want to hurt you. But the truth is, if she can hide one thing, she can hide another. Trust is fragile. You can't rebuild it once it's shattered too many times. And no matter how much you love her, if she lies easily, you'll always live with a shadow over your heart. You'll find yourself second-guessing every smile, every message, every "I love you." Love without truth is like a house built on sand. It will look beautiful for a while, but one storm and it's gone. You should never excuse a woman who mocks your ambition. If she can't celebrate your growth, she doesn't deserve to share your success. A real partner stands beside you when you're building, not just when you're finished. Many men make the mistake of keeping women who only love the comfort, not the climb. If she makes you feel small for dreaming big, if she discourages your goals instead of fueling them, she's not for you. A woman's admiration can give a man the strength to conquer the world, but her constant criticism can destroy him from within. Never let anyone dim your drive just because they fear your potential. Don't excuse disloyalty, not just in cheating, but in loyalty of words and actions. If she can't defend you when others attack, if she talks about you behind your back, if she laughs when someone mocks you, she's showing you where her heart really is. Loyalty isn't about presence, it's about protection. The right woman guards your name even when you're not in the room. She doesn't compare you to others or flirt to get attention. She knows your value and stands firm beside you. A woman's loyalty is silent but powerful, and if she can't be loyal in small things, she'll betray you in bigger ones too. And finally, never excuse a woman who uses your love against you. The one who says, "If you really loved me, you'd do this," isn't asking for love. She's demanding control. Love isn't measured by how much pain you can endure. It's measured by mutual care, by freedom, by peace. When she uses your love to get her way, she's not loving you. She's using you. Real love never manipulates your emotions to prove itself. It grows through respect, not pressure. Men often think walking away makes them weak, but the truth is, walking away from what disrespects your soul is strength. Staying and trying to fix what someone keeps breaking isn't loyalty, it's self-betrayal. You can forgive, but you don't have to stay. Forgiveness is for peace, not permission. Because when you keep excusing what destroys your spirit, you're teaching her how to treat you. And every time you forgive without change, you lose a little bit more of yourself. Now let's talk about why these things matter so deeply. Because every time you excuse disrespect, lies, or manipulation, you're not just losing her respect, you're losing your own. And once a man loses his self-respect, he starts living in emotional debt. He gives more, receives less, and convinces himself it's love. But love that only takes is not love. It's hunger. And you can't feed someone who only came to drain you. When a woman truly loves you, she protects your peace. She doesn't compete with your goals, she aligns with them. She listens when you're silent, not to control your thoughts but to understand your pain. You'll never have to beg for love that's real. It flows naturally. It doesn't keep score or make you prove your worth, but the ones who make you question your value, who turn every argument into a test of loyalty. They're not building a bond, they're building control. And control dressed as love is one of the most dangerous illusions a man can face. The reason you should never excuse these things is because they train your heart to settle for less. The moment you start accepting disrespect, you start believing that's what you deserve. And once you believe that, every next relationship becomes weaker than the last. You start fearing confrontation, avoiding boundaries, and calling chaos passion. But real love isn't chaos, it's clarity. It doesn't hurt your heart, it heals it. The love that's meant for you will never make you beg for honesty or peace. Many men today confuse patience with tolerance. They think enduring emotional pain is proof of strength. But real strength isn't how much you can suffer, it's how clearly you can see when to stop suffering. Walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It means you finally care enough about yourself to stop bleeding for someone who keeps cutting you. You're not responsible for her behavior, only your boundaries. And boundaries aren't walls, they're doors that protect your peace. Never excuse behavior that makes you lose sleep, doubt yourself, or question your worth. You are not hard to love. You've just been loving the wrong way. You've been trying to heal someone who enjoys watching you break. You've been hoping your loyalty will make her change. But loyalty doesn't cure toxicity, it feeds it. The more loyal you are to the wrong person, the more damage you do to the right version of yourself. Sometimes, the most powerful thing a man can do is walk away with his silence, his dignity, and his peace intact. And here's the truth most men learn too late. A woman who truly values you won't make you guess how she feels. She won't punish you for being human. She won't disappear when things get hard or compare you to others. She'll bring calm, not confusion. You won't have to chase her, compete for her attention, or question her intentions. You'll feel seen, respected, and understood. That's what love feels like. It doesn't demand pain as proof. It doesn't ask for sacrifice without balance. It doesn't confuse control for care. So why should you never excuse certain things? Because every time you do, you lose the foundation of self-respect. And without that, even the most beautiful relationship becomes empty. You can't lead, protect, or love deeply when your spirit is constantly being disrespected. You can't build a future with someone who keeps tearing at your sense of worth. A woman can either be your peace or your chaos, and the difference lies in what you choose to excuse. Remember this: Love is not about suffering. It's about growth. And growth requires honesty, respect, and space. Don't let loneliness convince you to stay where love no longer lives. Don't mistake attachment for loyalty or pity for patience. You are allowed to expect peace. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to walk away. The man who chooses peace over chaos is not weak, he's wise. In the end, it's simple. Never excuse what costs you your peace. Never excuse what makes you doubt your worth. Never excuse what breaks you just to keep someone else whole. The right woman will never ask you to. She'll meet you where you stand, love you for who you are, and help you become even better. But until you stop excusing the wrong ones, you'll never meet the one who deserves you. Respect yourself enough to know the difference, because the moment you stop excusing what destroys you, that's the moment you truly start loving yourself. There comes a moment in every man's life when silence speaks louder than words. It's that moment when you stop arguing, stop explaining, and stop begging to be understood. You simply step back, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Because peace becomes more valuable than proving a point. You start realizing that your love doesn't need to be earned, it needs to be matched. That your loyalty doesn't need to be tested, it needs to be respected. That your heart, the one you gave so freely, deserves someone who holds it gently, not someone who plays with it carelessly. You see, men are taught to endure, to hold pain quietly, to fix what's broken even when it's beyond repair. But sometimes real courage isn't in fixing, it's in letting go. It's in saying, "I've done enough." It's in choosing to protect your peace even if it means walking alone. Because solitude with self-respect will always be better than company with chaos. And when you finally walk away from what drains you, you're not losing love, you're regaining freedom. You'll find that peace isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention, it comes quietly. It's the kind of peace that makes you breathe easier when you wake up, makes your thoughts clear and your heart light. It's the peace that comes from knowing you didn't betray yourself just to keep someone else happy. That's real power, staying true to yourself when the world tries to make you forget who you are. And one day, when you're no longer chasing someone's approval, you'll start chasing your purpose again. You'll pour your energy into your goals, your growth, your passion. You'll start rebuilding your mind, your confidence, your focus. You'll look in the mirror and finally recognize the man you were meant to be. Steady, calm, driven. The pain will fade, but the lessons will stay. You'll understand that what left you was never meant to stay, and what's meant for you will never need you to suffer for it. Love isn't supposed to feel like walking on glass. It's supposed to feel like standing on solid ground. The right woman won't drain your strength, she'll add to it. She won't make you question your worth, she'll remind you of it. She won't see your kindness as weakness, she'll see it as proof of depth. That's the kind of love you deserve, a love that doesn't demand pain as proof. So if you're watching this and you're tired, if you've been carrying pain in silence, this is your reminder. You don't have to. You don't have to prove you're enough to someone who refuses to see your value. You don't have to keep fighting for a place in someone's heart when they keep pushing you away. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk out of a room where your worth is questioned. Because that's how you start healing. That's how you start growing.